Hello, welcome back to Discovering Shark Week. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron.
I'm your other host, Jacob.
Now, this is our Christmas. I think we said at the end of...
I think you left a comment.
Oh, yeah, I left a comment, probably. So, how this came to be was... I think it was Thursday's episode. We were talking. It was at the very end of the episode, and...
It was Megalodon Rising. I looked at a review, and somebody had reviewed the Meg thinking it was Megalodon Rising.
And then, that episode came out in the end of August, but that episode was recorded, like, in June, I think, the end of May, beginning of June, and then, a couple days later, Meg 2 was announced for August, and I was like, oh, we should do it as our 6-1 or something, because if everything would have worked out, that would have came out the week that we were launching the episodes, and then you're like, no. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, let's finish out the Discovering Shark Weeks with the Christmas special, and the next year will be the we said we were going to do it, but we're going to finish Discovering Shark Week with Sharknado, all the movies. I have the collection. So if you're here and you're watching this in December, have a Merry Christmas, because this is our holiday follow up to last year's the Abominable Snowman versus the Shark Monster.
Yeah, Snow Monster versus Ice Shark, I think.
And just like classic times, this movie has really nothing to do with sharks.
Not until the 9th act.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 acts in this movie.
There's a whole lot of things that happen in this surprisingly 2-hour-long movie, and it just kind of feels like, hey, there's a billion things that happen in this 9-hour movie.
It's kind of how I come to things, where I go, you know what? There's the formula of how a movie should be, and then there's people who are like, let's try something different, and let's try a different formula. And you know what? I applaud people who try to break the mold of what the formula is. But this movie was way just too many things going on, and it just, even though it all connected, it all really didn't connect.
It felt longer than 2 hours. I think somewhere in the last 15 minutes, I leaned over, I grabbed the box, I'm like, I gotta see how long this fucking movie is.
There's another half hour to this movie right there. So I think we don't have to go into full depth. The starting off is Jason Statham. I think that's how you say his name. Statham, yes.
Not Statham. Whatever the fuck you said.
The guy who wants to be a hero so bad, but always casts the villain, but then always becomes the hero. But then he's like, he's a bad boy. He's on a ship, and these guys are dumping.
They're committing eco-terrorism.
They're dumping toxic waste into the oceans. That has nothing to do.
And he gets them all arrested, or he gets evidence of them, and then he leaves with his friends.
Which I don't think any of them come back.
No, because they all got arrested.
But later on, somebody's gonna say, "Don't you remember me?" And it's like, no.
No, because that guy was arrested 2 years ago.
Oh, we should say up front, we never watched Meg 1, so I don't know what the hell happened to Meg 1. So when coming to Meg 2.
I think Jason Statham fights a Meg, and that was the movie.
And then we go to...
it was 5 minutes, he was just stabbing at it for a while.
We go to the next part, where they're in not aquarium, but a party.
It's a Chinese research facility, and the head guy is like, yeah, I have combined my company with my dad's company, and now we are one big family. Also, check out my big shark! I raised it since it was a baby! It loves me! And he clicks his little clicker at it, and it doesn't eat him, and it almost eats him.
It almost eats him, but he must have had some balloons on him or something, and shot into the air. And so that's all that scene.
So then they go out,
and now we're going into the whole thing was about going into the trenches, which is what this movie's titled, The Trench. Which surprise, it really has nothing to do with the trench.
They studied the Meg and how it can survive in the trench, so they've made an exosuit to be able to go down there.
They go down to the trenches. They cross through a plane. They go to space. Not really, but it's weird because there's.
I started making a joke that it became a space movie.
Well, there's a section where it's a bunch of clouds, and they cross through the clouds and like, oh, we made it. And it's like, okay, we're in hell now. But so they get down there, they see another ship down there, and they're like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on down here? And then the bad guy's like, oh shit, what's going on out there? And
the bad guys are sticking explosives in the trench. They're doing eco-terrorism.
Well, I don't know if they're doing eco-terrorism, but they're getting these rocks that are worth $1 billion.
Yeah, for eco-terrorism.
Is that what it's for?
No,
because that's where
they're destroying the ecosystem to get those.
Okay.
Because they're blowing everything up anyway.
So the bad guy's like, hey, I'm gonna blow this up, and the guy's like, wait a minute, it's gonna take us 10 minutes to get out of here. And he's like, oh, too late. He blows it up, and then both the submarines,
both the good guy submarines and the bad guy submarine, they all crash. So that means they have to walk 3 kilometers underwater in the trench.
Now they say they're going back to the base. I don't think they ever said they're going back to the.
They say they're going back to a base.
I just assume that they're going back to their base.
But no, it turns out they go to the enemy base. Anyway, apparently walking 3 kilometers underwater, 25,000 feet down.
It was literally like a 3 minute. There's a guy who was part of the good guy crew, and he got face hugged by a eel or something like that.
Yeah, like a lamprey.
And then he was walking slowly, and then he got eaten by a octopus, but we don't see.
I mean, we see the eye or the beak or something down there. It doesn't matter. He dies. And so as they make their way to the base, they're being hunted by these like lizard fish things.
Yeah, so the movie starts off, if you've ever seen the trailer, it starts off with a dragonfly getting eaten by a bigger
dragonfly.
Well, no, a dragonfly getting eaten by a lizard getting eaten by some type of dinosaur thing, the dinosaur thing getting eaten by the T-Rex, and the T-Rex getting eaten by the shark. So whatever the dinosaur thing was, those somehow survived for millions of years underwater and had not evolved at all.
I mean, they were the perfect species. They can survive on land, they can survive on water.
But
it doesn't. But yeah, no, those things are still here. And in the ensuing chaos, one of the members, their helmet gets cracked, and their face implodes after they get inside the depressurizer. So we're left with Jason is, I'm going to assume, brother-in-law. I'm going to assume his daughter.
Yeah, so it's like I said,
and some lady.
Yeah, we don't know. I think the lady was in the first one. I don't know. The little Asian girl, Dora. I'm pretty sure that's not his daughter, but the way that he's always like running after her. It's like, okay, maybe that's her kid. I don't know.
But yeah, no. So they're in the underwater facility, and it turns out Glasses lady from their team was like, haha, I'm actually bad guy.
And then she takes her glasses off and she puts on a little jacket with flowers on it. It's like, I'm a bad boy.
And they call on a team to take down the good guy rig thing, whatever, base, the Man of One. And so basically, they escape the bad guy facility by stealing the guy who blew up his friends. They steal his submarine because he somehow got there, and he rides one of the little buoys up. Also, the sharks are there, and then they're not.
We should also say that there's the boss who's far away, saying you need to make sure that these people die. Now, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't think that Jason Statham, I know it's not his name, but I'm pretty sure that they weren't going to like call the cops on him until he blew up everything, and they're like, wait a minute, this guy's a kind of an asshole. So this guy has like a rage boner.
Yeah, no, it propels him very far into this movie. So, we go back to the Man of One.
Every fucking time we record, Kenny comes home, and then my phone goes. Every time. It's always quiet up until we record.
So they've sent in the cleanup crew to take down anybody who might be an issue inside the good guy facility. And like the two head people there who aren't the bad guys, they lock themselves into like this little panic room. And he's like, look, I've got my backpack full of survival gear. I got some pepper spray in here. We're going to open the door. We're going to pepper spray them. And then we're going to tase them. So they open the door, they pepper spray him, and then the other guy just runs out into the pepper spray.
This is where I say the movie shifts from a serious action movie to a comedy action.
And so there's this big old chase scene of them trying to escape. And then everybody just kind of meets up together.
Yeah, the Jason gets gets back to the rig, and he's like, okay, we gotta figure this stuff out. And then they like I said, they find each other, and then they
pile into this little tiny boat, and they're like, we're gonna paddle away so the Megs don't think we're food. And then as we get far away, we're gonna turn the engine on, and we're gonna go. And the bad guys all pile into the thing, and they're just like, we're just gonna turn the engine on. Okay, before this though, the lady trader lady.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And Rage Boner Man, they're like, ha, this glass is Meg proof. And then she dies.
Yeah, she gets eaten by the shark, and then he ends up running upstairs. Yeah.
And so the bad guy radios the crew in the boat, and he's like, hey, kill the engines. Do not use them. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then they fucking die. And then Team Jason's just like, okay, well, turn the engine on. We're going. We're going to Fun Island.
Yeah, this is like the fourth act, and I'm like, what the fuck?
The whole rig segment is like, okay, so the movie's gonna end soon. And they're like, no, we got another like 45 minutes. And so they go to the island. They're trying to tell everybody, hey, get out of the water. There's a big old shark, and everybody's just like, ha. No,
ha. You said there's a shark, but we're getting attacked by an octopus.
Not yet. No, the lizard fish things.
Oh yeah, they come out.
They're there as well somehow, and
they kind of reclaim their land.
So like the bad guys all have guns. They're getting all picked. They're getting picked off one by one, and Team Jason's like, okay, we got to come up with a plan for these sharks. So we're gonna like harpoon them. They're just gonna explode, and they're gonna die. And a typical shark affair happens where the sharks cause chaos. Also, the octopus is now here. He just showed up, saw there was a party, and was like, yeah, me too. And they get split up, and then they join back together after some of the dumbest shenanigans with a helicopter.
Oh yeah, did you say that the head lady, she lands there?
Oh yeah, she shows up there too for some reason.
And she's like, I want you to kill them. And then she, it's a scene. It's basically, I'd say it's a not rip off, but like a homage to the scene in Jurassic Park, or yeah, the first Jurassic, where the one guy runs into the Jeep, and then he gets in the Jeep, and then there's a dinosaur in there, and it spits acid on his face.
Yeah.
Well, somehow she gets in a helicopter, and one of her people gets knocked down, and then she sends another guy out to be like, hey, go check on him, and he gets knocked out. And then the dinosaur gets in the thing and drags her out.
Well, the bolt doors were open. They climbed in.
No. But why did the two get knocked out? Or why did they get?
Because
I thought they were getting sniped or something. But
it was for dramatic flair.
But then she gets dragged away, and then I thought for sure she was gonna come back, but no, she ends up. I guess she dies off screen.
But yeah, no, so the guy who's got a hate boner for Jason, he sees him on a wet ski going off to fight the Megs, and he's like, no, we're going out there, and we're going to kill him before he can kill the Megs. And I'm just sitting there like thinking, oh, my guy, his chances of surviving are very low. You can take any kind of pot shot on him as he comes back on shore if he does survive. So then they get, so Jason kills like two of the Megs, or yeah, no, he kills one.
Yeah.
And, the other guys are in the helicopter, and they're making a bomb for the Megs. Unfortunately, they meet up with the octopus, who, basically drags the helicopter out of the air. And the CEO guy, he goes down there and he stabs the octopus and it explodes.
I don't know if he's the CEO guy, but he was.
He was the head of the company.
I thought the other guy was the head of the company.
Which guy do you think?
The one where they're going in to get the bomb, and the guy's like, "Oh, this stuff right here is." They're like, if we put this with this, it's gonna make a TNT. It's
that guy's the CEO. The Asian guy?
Yeah, no, not the Asian guy.
No,
yeah.
he was the CEO. It was his father's company and it was his company and
who's the other guy? Is he like?
I think he's just Jason's friend.
Oh, I thought he was giving him the money, or like maybe if it wasn't CEO giving it.
He
this is the problem. We don't watch the first fucking movie.
He definitely wasn't the business guy.
Oh, I thought he was the business guy because I thought he was surprised. He's like, "Wait, you know how to fly?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter to me.
No, it doesn't matter because the octopus gets back up after the explosion.
You know what? I know people hate when I interrupt. I hear it all in the comments. But this boy doesn't give a shit about points. You know he's gonna sit there. He's like, "All right, we're gonna figure out these points." I'm like, "Yeah, I thought you don't care about points, but we're not gonna get points." He's like, "No, I want the points." He's a fake ass fucker. You know what? He cares about the points.
I do care about the points because I have 90 of them.
Because I won last season.
I won all the seasons. What are you talking about?
That's true.
I never got anything wrong. All my predictions were correct. Every single
I don't remember this. I'm going to watch the episodes again. Alright, sorry.
So the octopus tanks the explosion. It's just like, yeah, whatever. And then it fights a Meg and dies. And then...
We don't know that for sure.
It went away.
I'm still holding hope out for
the octopus.
It inked.
The octopus went away. So did the other Meg, I think.
Okay. There's no other time to bring this up. But I was watching. I kind of like octopus, whatever they call him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just rolled eyes. Like, oh my god, I was in the fucking roll zone. No, but there is a girl for some reason. Oh, I think a guy recommended me that she put an octopus on her face. And
was it one of those yellow and with the blue circle, or blue with the yellow circles, one of those super poison ones?
No, it wasn't that, but it's like she was pulling it off, and it's like, oh yeah, it poisoned her, so like half her face is like, oh, hey, yeah, you know, type thing. And then there was another video where I think the Asian girl was like, oh god, and I was like, you know, octopus are kind of adorable. I like octopus. If I had the money and I had the time, I would love to have like a little octopus just swimming around. Okay, continue.
So now they're left with crap. I don't remember the rest. Well, anyway, the guy with the rage boner is like he's shooting at Jason, and Jason stabs him or shanks him in the ankle, takes his gun, and pushes him into the Meg as it comes around because it smells of blood. And that takes care of him. And then we got to deal with like one last Meg because.
So the CEO is saving the other CEO, and the shark's going over there. And Jason saved him. He's got the helicopter blade. And he starts banging in the water.
Yeah.
And then the shark comes over and he just holds the blade up, and then the shark eats the blade and dies.
Yeah, the shark impales himself, gives himself a mean headache, and then they just swim back to shore and then
there was one final little dinosaur creature, and the black guy shot and killed it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's why I got a gun. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was. There were a lot of things that happened, but like a lot of it didn't feel like it was worth talking about.
Well, like I said up front, I do like when people try to take the mold and try to fix it, but like you put like 5 different things happening in the movie that really didn't have to be in part of any movie. Like what we could have chopped the eco-terrorism. Now that could have been a continuation from the first movie.
No, I think that's just setting up what Jason does on his.
I didn't think Jason was in the first movie because I thought it was just a.
No, he was totally in the first.
Was he in the first movie?
Yeah, he was totally in the first movie.
Oh well, see what happens when you don't watch the first movie. This is what happens when you will a movie into existence. And you're like, hey, we gotta do this for.
But no, like the eco-terrorism plot at the beginning, that was just a setup. Hey, here he is, still fighting terrorism. That's what he does. No, they could have fucking cut the trench walk.
Yeah. Well, they definitely tried to. They definitely cut the trench walk. I honestly think that trench walk was longer, and they're just like, we got, because it's like, they're like, it takes from my house to your house. If we walk, it takes an hour.
Yeah, but I don't know how many kilometers that is.
That's true. But we're we're not underwater.
Yeah.
So so they're like, yeah, these helmets are only set up for 3 hours.
I thought it was 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours? Well, even worse. So 3 kilometers.
But they were wearing the exosuits, which make you significantly stronger. Since we saw the guy karate chopping cinder blocks.
But what was funny, not funny, but like, oh my God, we're running out of air. Like, oh, and we don't even know if this base has air. That they're going to, because I just assumed that it was their base that they're going to, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and then they walk in and it's not their base, and it's like, oh.
But it's like, how the hell did he know the password, all this stuff to get in there?
I can't believe Jason's a secret eco-terrorist.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, that, the whole trench, but then you have to change the name from Meg to the trench. But you know what?
I feel like all the underwater segments, like that, the whole, like, the base thing down there, that could have been cut too, because, like, all I did was establish, hey, they're mining rocks.
Right. Or you could have had like a company down there instead of mining rocks. Be like, yeah, this is where we dump our contaminations if we want to have them eat eco. And he's like, I'm going down here to stop the eco. Because I don't even think, because it just it was happenstance that they showed up to this base.
They just sort of saw it, and then like that was it.
And then the guy's like, wait a minute, I got to blow this whole thing up. But
we didn't keep a body count.
It would have been low. The dinosaur, the octopus, killed more people than the dam.
I don't know. The shark got a few of them. Like, remember, it was coming down the fucking pier, and it was just, or it was going through the water. And
remember, we don't count those people.
They weren't characters, but I'm just saying they got a lot of kills.
Oh yeah, towards the end. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is Meg 2 could have been called Meg 2 Fun Time or Fun Island. Yeah, because that was like basically like.
I mean, that was
more interesting.
That was where they spent the budget.
And I'm glad that they did most of this in the daytime. Like half the movie was in the dark, half the movie was daytime.
Yeah, half the movie was in space.
Yeah. But yeah, they could have cut out all that stuff out and just been like, yeah. So I don't know how we're gonna end this because we don't do we're not doing points, and I don't have any special facts. But I guess the way I'll end it is tune in next August for the final. No, I said up front, but the final Discovering Shark Week. I mean, these movies are just long, and they're just this one. Okay, this one definitely felt like it took all the movies that we watched and put them into one thing. Because I was honestly waiting for the land sharks because we're on the island. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a lion. They're gonna turn into lion sharks somehow, or but it's like there's all this stuff is just like it just felt like this movie went this movie and this one went this, and it's like, oh, cool.
They even stole the Deep Blue Sea thing with Samuel Jackson, where they're giving a speech and then immediately dies.
Yeah.
Like, they even stole that.
That's just, I don't know. You know, it'll be interesting. My mom, our mom, is my mom now. She was like, oh, you bought the Sharknadoes? Because it was like on sale. I think it was like $16. I was like, I guess. Had somewhat for like 6 movies, which I didn't realize I had 6 of them. But she's like, I was like, so don't spoil any of it. But did they start going downhill towards?
I imagine they start going downhill from the beginning.
She's like, yeah, they started to become, the samey. So we're gonna finish up Discovering Shark Week with that, and then we're completely done.
No, there's gonna be a holiday special.
We're doing a holiday special?
Yeah, because I want to see Ghost Shark.
Oh, that's right. I think you did say that. Well, there was, yeah. What was the one that we were looking at? It was a bunch of monsters. It was like all the monsters fighting each other, but we couldn't find a physical form of it.
Armageddon, like 2012 or 2015.
Yeah, I think we were going to do that.
2041.
And then we couldn't find a damn copy of it.
I could find a rental copy on Amazon.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah. We like physical. We like the own physical because when they take away all our stuff, it's like, we can still put it in. But yeah. So while he's looking that up, so I guess so the next series that will be back up will be, I guess.
2025 Armageddon.
And I think that takes what? The octopus, the shark, something else, and then something else, and puts them all into a battle. I don't remember how we saw that.
It was a trailer for something. It was in one of the movies we were looking at. I want to see the details on it. I want to see the cover because it looked like there was a dinosaur on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's the croc? I think the croc was in there.
I mean, maybe.
It's been so long. I think we looked it up at the end of the beginning of Discovering Shark Week of this third season.
Yeah, something like that.
I know we're not gonna do it. We might do one more season. I didn't tell you.
Oh no, surprise!
So I was just thinking, if there's a shark movie that you guys really like, and like I said, none of these episodes get like traction. I think the second season was the one that got like somewhat traction. You know, I mean, somewhat like 30 views, which is pretty good.
Okay, there's giant robots in this movie. There's a Sharknado. There's King Kong fighting an octopus.
I was watching
Snake. I think that's Godzilla or bootleg Godzilla.
I was watching a clip of Six-Headed Shark Attack. It just using the sharks to crawl. It's like, oh my. But if there's a shark movie out there that you guys want, we'll do one more season after Sharknado, and you guys recommend.
Oh, this is a fucking crossover?
No.
I didn't realize it was a crossover. I thought it was just some bullshit.
But if there's episode or shark movies that we haven't seen that you think that we would like, that maybe will re-energize, because like I said, all the movies that we picked last season was like terrible for shark movies. But
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the plot.
Well, what's the plot say? If this is what we're gonna do for next holiday,
there's fucking drones that 3D print the creatures, but because the alien homeworld is receiving extremely weak signal, they're in low resolution.
If you would have gave me a million chances to guess what the plot would be, I don't think I ever would have thought of Alien.
Oh my god, this plot just keeps going. There's a fuck. Okay, well, I'm not gonna read any of that more.
No. So I guess tune in next year for the conclusion of Discovering Shark Week, and then followed by Scare Corn Volume 4.
Volume 4.
And then we got a good one. James got a good one for you guys.
Oh no.
And then
Give me the expectations.
Oh, it's gonna be high. And
it ain't gonna be Monster High.
And then yeah. Just so you might have to check into a hotel. But I'm just going to leave it at that. And then for the conclusion of the final holiday special for next year. So,
yeah. So this is all happening 8 months from now. 8 and 10 months, 12 months, a whole while from now.
So I hope you guys enjoyed.
We'll see you later.
Yeah. Oh! And if there's snow, turn around, don't drown.